Welcome to this week's episode of Hold the Mic. We are back for season 2. I am your host, Ryan Shead. This is Ian Sherman. Brother, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Maybe I lost my mind. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see how the show goes.
Yeah, it's been 2 months. Hard to believe it's been that long. But
it was a good decompression of everything, and I think that at the same time, it wasn't enough for what's about to happen for the next 4 years.
You aren't lying about that, bro.
Yeah.
So
It was good.
I wanted to start tonight's show by saying happy January 6th to all the Trumpies out there. And I just want to remind everybody that Ashley Babbitt was a terrorist who should have complied.
Am I too late to storm the Capitol today? I brought my captain's hat and everything.
I was wondering what the hat was for.
Oh no! I thought we were storming. I got pamphlets and and Ashley. I mean, she died doing what she loved, but I thought we were storming today.
That's what I thought. It's amazing how we managed to certify an election at the horns. I look at this. I look away from the screen for 1 second.
Well, these are my horns. I'm the shaman. This is the Democratic version. We're more softer. Flurries. What are they? A furry? We're a furry.
Furry. There you go.
Furries are storming the Capitol.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Let's move on, shall we?
Welcome to the show, guys.
Yeah, no, seriously, it's good to be back.
It is.
Ian and I have been, Ruth said, happy Insurrection Day.
Yes, it is.
But no, Ian and I, we've been chit-chatting over the phone over the last couple months. There were a few times where I tried to nudge him to do a show, and he was like,
"No, I threatened me once at least. I think you did
with bodily injury, if I remember correctly." But
said, "Get on the mic, or the bunny gets it." I was like, "Wow, wow."
But the Pokemon gets it. But no, he kept us pointed in the right direction. We did need a break, like he said, especially with everything that's coming up. I'm already tired. Like he's not even sworn in yet, and I'm already like,
no, I'm not. When I tell you, I did not consume anything. I did not consume anything.
Well, that's you, yeah.
Yes, I disconnected, and okay, guilty pleasure. And what up, Angry Bunny? Angry Bunny reached out to me, and that's my homegirl right there. Let me tell you, I love
Angry Bunny.
I am in love.
Yeah.
She reached out to me, and I was like, oh my God, there is a community, and that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
What I really have to say that I spent with my 2 months was building community, making sure, reinforcing those relationships, and then getting a message, getting Angry Bunny to drop into my DMs. I was like, yo, not around my wife.
There are worse things, yeah.
There are worse things, but you know what? It was a good thing. But I will say to you that it was a great decompression, and I focused on a number of things that are happening in my own personal life. Brand new baby boy being here.
Yes.
With the whole fam, just getting time in and just get grounded, because I really do feel rejuvenated. As you can see.
The bags under your eyes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh no. Oh, not there yet. Not there yet.
Oh, you're looking like you have a newborn. I want you to know
that's a newborn face. That's not a Trump face. Okay. That's
a newborn face. Yeah. No, and I should have started the show out like that. I'm a turd. I'm sorry. We have a new addition to our family. We have a new baby boy that Ian and his wonderful wife have had. And by the way, thank you to Ian's wife for allowing me to have your husband for 1 to 2 hours every.
Oh, she hates both of us. I'm so glad she doesn't watch the show.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I hear her in the background sometimes. I'm like, she hates me.
She's huffing right now.
Oh God, but no. It's great to be back with you, man. I really have missed our time on here. It's like my therapy session.
I was about to say the same thing. I was like, man, I miss Ryan. And actually I started getting like
tell
really
him.
edgy.
No, tell him when you called me. Tell him when you called me.
I called you recently, very recently. I go, we need to get this show going now. Like I'm now at the point where we need to jump on this, because I'm finding myself going down the rabbit hole with TikTok. And it's hilarious because I am just going down with all conspiracy theories. I feel like a boomer on Facebook right now, and I'm here for it. I am here for it. I'm like, no, but did you know that there's this code that then they said this, and then there's this medallion that they use, and do you know about that? And everybody's like, what are you talking about right now? And I go, you're not one of us.
You're not in this.
You're not a part. You don't have the little commander code thing. You don't have it. That's where I'm at. And I was like, I need to get on the show and I need to talk about facts.
That's not what I was talking about.
Well,
you called me up, and as soon as I pick up the phone, you said, I need a Ryan rant. You were
Yeah.
like, I need a Ryan rant right now. And I was like, okay. And I was sitting out on the patio just chilling. So he
Yeah.
calls me and he starts like kind of asking me a few questions. Next thing I know, I'm screaming into the phone. Screaming into the phone. And like I realize I'm screaming and I stop and I go, I just want to remind you that you asked for this.
And what I tell you, I
You're
said,
like, yes, I did.
this is your OnlyFans, and I'm a private paid prescription member. All right,
Dude,
VIP.
I was dying.
Yes,
Jen, I come back in the house. Jen's like, "What was that?" I go, "Ian called me. He wanted a Ryan rant, so I gave it to him."
When I tell you that, and this is for all you guys, Ryan and I don't need this camera. We don't need this setup.
No,
we do this every time we jump on the phone. When we're in the green room. That's really the OnlyFans account. But when I tell you
we need to find a way to record that. We really do.
We'll be canceled. So my point is that season 2, let's do that season 37.
Yeah.
All right.
The outtakes.
But the outtakes. But when I say to you that like we literally do this every time we go, save it for the show. Save it for the show.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is.
And how many times we get to the show and we're like, man, that was so much funnier in the green room. Like we'll do it on the show. Reaction. It happens. It's like taking your car into the dealership. It never does what you needed to do when you get there. You know, same with a good joke. It never delivers the way you need it to at the moment.
It's everything. It is really everything.
But no, since we've been gone, it's been 8 weeks. Several governments have managed to fail since we've been gone.
Everything's collapsing. Sorry, everything's collapsing.
Like, guys, if you've missed the news today, the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, is resigning. Justin Trudeau has resigned as the Prime Minister of California, citing internal conflicts within his party. In response, U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has humorously suggested that Canada should merge with the United States to become its 51st state, a notion he has floated before. You know, I really loved having a president that wasn't a child. I'm going to miss that.
It's one of those things, man, where I sit here and I'm taking it all in and I'm just like, so we're just going to relive the 1930s. That's just what we're going to do. Okay. All right. Yep. Everybody buckle up. Here we go.
It's funny you said that because on the outline, no kidding, I have the 1950s were only 70 or so years ago. You know, and that's going to be in relation to a different discussion later. But I mean, really think about that. You know, people being hosed down in the middle of the streets, you know, the buses, the civil rights movement, that was not that long ago. Yeah. It wasn't. And we're seeing things today that, whether some of y'all want to realize it or not, looks really familiar. So
it's really interesting to see how it's coming down. It's really interesting.
Hey, Peggy, good to see you. And yes, our Detroit Lions, if you missed it last night, Minnesota Vikings ownership spent a sizable amount of money purchasing thousands of tickets at Ford Field so they can, you know, purple it out. And,
didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out so well.
They're colorblind. They wore blue. I don't know what happened. What happened?
The only touchdown Minnesota Vikings accomplished were when they landed in Detroit.
That was the only touchdown.
It was the only touchdown.
Real quick, they're chiming in. Obi-Wan Kenobi 76 just said that you know, can we see him on TikTok's chat? I don't know if you have access to the chat.
No, I don't have.
But it's not TikTok showing up in our show chat up here on Restream.
Well, that sucks. Okay, so here's the story. TikTok, in the time that we were gone, our streaming platform now allows us to go live on TikTok. So this is our first time doing that. So yeah, it's good to know that we aren't seeing because I can see all the comments off of Twitter. So I wonder, they must just not have that part figured out yet.
I have to, guilty pleasure. I deleted my Twitter.
You deleted your Twitter?
Yeah. I walked away.
Does it show that we're live? It doesn't show that I'm live.
I am fully on Blue Sky now. That's where it's at.
Are you guys watching on? Are we live on TikTok? Because it's not showing.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm watching you. I'm on TikTok.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Because usually I like to chime in just to make sure I can see everything. So, what up, Chris?
Well, that sucks because I can't see the chat.
I'm looking at it and
That's
I'm
a
chiming
bummer.
in.
Yeah, you
If
you you
anybody
work
writes
you
off,
work
that's
on the chat over there. I'll take care of the rest.
yeah.
Few of you can see this message by doing a backflip. Man, I've never been able to do a backflip. I'm sure as heck not doing one at 43.
I just did a backflip 2 days ago
Yuck.
at a
No,
ninja club, and I got to be the superhero for my 3-year-old.
oh, there you
Boom.
go.
And then I fell and busted my face, and here I am.
We need to try Spoutable too. I don't think we have that one. I'm on like we're on like so many other ones. I'll go moderate for you, Ryan, or moderate for me. Thank you. I was like, I have moderate in my mind. Did you get that thing I sent you? Moderate party.
Yes.
Yeah, I got to look into
Yes.
that more.
We
Like
will look into that.
they just randomly reached out to me. So,
Not random. Not random. You're doing something.
well, yeah, yeah. I'm definitely upsetting a lot of people. What's going on, Chris?
2 things I know about myself. I make pretty babies and I upset people. That's that's an okay thing.
Yeah,
It's an okay
I
thing.
think my wife would probably say something similar.
I love her.
It was funny. We have a friend from high school whose kid is making these lions necklaces
Mm,
on a 3D printer. So I was like, well, let me get one, right?
okay.
And I got one, and it gets there, and even Jen was like, "That's really good." I was like, "Right?" I go, "This is sweet." So next thing I know, Dominic's got it around his neck, and I no longer have it. So I had to order another one yesterday. But it was so cool having just a quick conversation with her in our DM. Like, I think it's amazing parents that are trying to teach their kids, find something that you like, and then figure out a way to make money off of it and turn it into a business.
Oh yeah.
And I just think in our current society and where everything is clearly going with, content creators, podcasts, and, people being able to sell their creations and art online so easily now. I just think what she's doing is great. And I hope more parents out there are doing similar things and planting those seeds with their kids. Cause I definitely think it's important to teach them. You don't necessarily have to have a boss. You can do your own thing. You can create your own space, your own financial prosperity. So I love it. So I love supporting it.
I love that, man. I love to see everybody in Detroit doing their thing right now.
Yeah, man.
No way
Yeah.
around it.
Yeah. I was telling my wife watching the football game last night, I was like, the skyline is starting to not look recognizable to me.
Yeah.
Like it's been that long.
Strong
And which is a
possibility
great
that
thing.
Renaissance Center will not be there.
Very strong possibility, which sucks, but it is what it is.
They got rid of the Hudson building to build the Ford Field, and the Renaissance Center definitely is on the chopping block. The Hudson building was a lot longer.
But it wasn't. The issue with the Hudson building is as beautiful as it was and as big as it was. It wasn't when you see the skyline of Detroit, the Renaissance is always in the middle of it. That wasn't the Hudson building. So I don't know. I think for a lot of us just that grew up in Detroit, in the 90s and even early 2000s, I think seeing the Renaissance building go down would suck. But just seeing what they're doing in Detroit at the same time, seeing that they really are being good stewards of the city, they're being good stewards of the land. And so as long as they have a really good plan, to redevelop it and turn it into something great, which they seem to be doing a lot of down there, then progress, man.
Definitely progress. Definitely progress. You have a comment here from G. Why don't you go ahead and pull that up?
Uh-oh. Where?
It's from X. It's on the top of the list from what I can see. Ryan, I think you're co-host.
Ryan, I think your co-host sold me a broken stereo at a flea market in 2002. Can you let him know I need a refund?
G, I did. You got. You didn't read the fine print. That's your fault, boo-boo. You're holding on to some old things. Okay, it's 2025.
I don't even
Get with the times.
where did that come from though?
I have no idea who this person is.
I mean, they're usually commenting my stuff like in support of me, but
but also not all black people look alike, even as light skinned as I am. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, my man.
Oh my God. So back to the timeline or the outline. We already talked. So Prime Minister of Canada resigns, and of course our comedian in chief Donald Trump is making jokes about taking over the country. So, you know, to all my Canadian friends out there, which I know we have a lot of, and our listeners also, we have a lot of people that listen in Canada. So, sorry. You know,
Look,
and
man,
if you go,
our
and if you
first
go
lady
look,
has expensive taste. Okay, I'm just
I'm
letting you
telling
know
you,
right now. First lady,
she's going to
Trump
be in
is,
Toronto before you know it.
I like all these lands. Yeah, all that.
You do
First
that
lady
way
Trump
too well.
is...
Yeah, you better keep practicing that. We're going to need it. Here's the kicker. I was reading like why he is resigning, and a lot of it is the same talking points we hear from the MAGA people. Oh, the economy. Oh, inflation. It's like, but do you guys understand what's happening like worldwide? It's like you guys really don't. And at the end of the day, the last thing they talked about was the 25% tariffs that Trump is threatening to impose on Canada and trying to imply that the prime minister wasn't taking them seriously. And it's like, none of you should take them fucking seriously.
Language.
Stop. Sorry, thanks. But it's like, you know what I mean? This is a joke. This dude's talking about putting the kind of tariffs that would literally cripple economies. Like there are good tariffs. There is a tariffs are a tool to be used if they are used correctly. Unfortunately, Donald Trump is trying to use them incorrectly. And we've already seen when you talk about inflation, do you want to know what a big contributor to our inflation can be? Tariffs. Because again, I think all these Trump supporters and these Trump voters are, they believe this lie that only foreign governments are going to feel the effect of these tariffs. You know, that it's not going to come back on us, the middle class, the working class. And the realities are the way it's going to happen is, and for all the people that say, well, buy American. Okay, let's talk about that talking point. My question to you would be then, for every American product, out of all the materials that go into said American product, how many of them had to be imported from a different country?
Yeah.
So now that company is having to pay a 25+% increase on their materials to make said American product. Now, who do you think that they are going to pass that 25+% increase in material costs off to on a per unit cost basis? It's going to be Ian, it's going to be me, and it's going to be each one of you watching and listening. It's not going to be Donald Trump.
The poor whites.
But it's not going to be Donald Trump.
That's coming from Doge. I'm just saying. I'm only going to be quoting Doge for the next 4 years.
Oh, geez.
And the fact that they literally have just stated that you're racist and you're poor, that's coming from Elon and Vivek.
Yeah. Well, and again, Vivek had a sit down with, what's her name? Ann Coulter. And the woman literally looked at her. I like you. I even like your policies, but I'd never vote for you because you're not white.
Yeah.
Looked that man dead in his face and said it to him. And he just kind of chuckled and kept on going.
Yeah.
And he's still out there chucking and jiving for these people.
Oh, yeah.
I don't get it. Like if somebody looked me in my face, like the pretty much Democratic parties did, and said, we don't want you. Okay.
But the thing that comes
I'm out.
from that, Ryan, is that shows you the level of their underbelly where they will do anything to have a
frozen on
power.
TikTok. I bet dropping the F-bomb is what got me.
It's gonna happen.
Knew it.
It is what it is.
Oh, they said we're good now. I was like, it's only one F-bomb. Come on.
If I can't do that in America, free speech.
Well, when it's owned by China. No. Speaking of TikTok, though, I think it's worth pointing out that Donald Trump has, and by the way, you called this, that Donald Trump has already come out and asked the Supreme Court to halt any banning of TikTok.
He actually did a better job with this like court case than all of his others. I'm not even trying to be funny right now. I'm just being serious.
It's funny to me.
It actually was like to a T, like precise. It was very directed. It wasn't just made up of just jumbo bull. It really was very precise on. And this goes to show you the caliber of what's really behind Trump now. And the conversations we had when you were like, Ian, no, it's gone, blah, blah. I was like, no, because here's what you guys all need to understand. Everything's up for sale. Mm-hmm. If Trump can get anything out of it, it's up for grabs. So all the conversations about these EVs from China, guess what? They're coming to America, because just like all of his merch, it's all made in China. Do not for one second think nothing's up for grabs. He literally said, if you are willing to spend $100 billion in America, let's talk. Yep. And everybody, Apple, Ford, Toyota, who else jumped on board? All paying $1 million to his inauguration. People are lining up to fund this operation.
Oh, I thought I'd saved it. My friend Sadia had posted like Joe Biden. None of them put any money into Joe Biden's inauguration or anything. And here they all are lined up, giving money to this guy. And
putting on chapstick and wearing their finest of knee pads.
And I just want to remind everybody that we just certified the election for Donald Trump, who is a felon, prolific business fraud, an adjudicated rapist, or sexual abuser, for those of you who like to differentiate between the two, accused of assaulting a 13-year-old girl that failed at everything while president the first time, adding $8.1 trillion to our national debt while saying he was going to bring our country back into the black and get rid of all of our debt because he's such a good businessman. By the way, Biden managed to add half of that to our national debt while president. So, another great choice y'all made there. So I think that would be a good point. You sent me a bunch of interesting information, and I think it's worth spending some time on, which has been Trump's campaign promises. I think this clip will probably be good to go back to in a few years.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's worth probably a few weeks.
Let's go back day one.
Hey, what's up, Jacob? Good to see you,
my
brother.
Guy, Jacob. Always good to see you, my man.
Yeah.
Taste of Detroit right here.
Yep, absolutely. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing good. So let's have a look at some of the 2016 campaign promises, shall we? So number one on the list is immigration. So here are some of the promises he had. Build a wall along the U.S.-Mexico border and make Mexico pay for it. And
put a finger down if that happened. I always wanted to do one of those TikToks. Put a finger down if you had to build a wall and Mexico pay for it.
Put a finger down if you had end sanctuary cities. Put a finger down if you had implement extreme vetting for immigrants from certain countries. And put a finger down if you had suspend immigration from countries with high levels of terrorism.
Oh, we almost got the Muslim ban. Almost got it.
Almost. Man, my nose, like all of a sudden, my nose is itching like crazy. Like I'm just got done doing some booger sugar.
Which
I would never know because I've actually never done that.
I was waiting for the Pinocchio.
Yeah, that one I've never done.
I have a question for some of our Muslim brothers and sisters. Where's Jill Stein? Just asking. I've been gone for 2 months, but where's Jill Stein? Just want to know for the protest voters. Because I'm looking at you.
That's a very good question, my friend.
Where's Jill Stein?
Yeah, that's a very good question.
She's
crawled back into her hole for 4 years to hibernate until the Democrats need ruining once again.
Literally, that is the only thing that she belongs to, is to try to divide the ticket.
She's the Puxatawny Phil of politics.
Does Jill see her shadow? No. Bye.
Oh God, she's in Russia. That's what
I would not be surprised. with Assad. I would
Yeah.
not be surprised.
No. Right next to what's her name? The Biden accuser, Tara Reid,
Oh
who
God. Oh
defected to
God.
Russia. Yeah.
Oh God.
Um,
There is literally a list
there
that's
is a
going to
list,
Russia.
but let's get back to the 2016 campaign promises, shall we? We have economy and trade, renegotiate or withdraw from trade agreements like NAFTA, impose tariffs on companies that move jobs overseas. By the way, sorry, I got to stop there. Can we just talk about the fact that he wants to impose all these tariffs while at the same time using the H-1B visas to import a workforce
We don't want brown people.
pay 30% less than they would have to pay Americans and
We don't
avoid all legacy costs on top of that? Like, can we please talk about this?
We don't want brown people taking your job. Get me in office and I will fix that. We want these brown people
We
because
want
they're
black
the
people
best
taking your job.
We were never talking about these
Yeah,
brown people.
we want wrong. You got the wrong brown people taking jobs.
Wrong brown
Jesus.
people. And here we go. And
I
here
didn't
we
even
go.
think of that till you went there. Oh God, I've missed this.
You forgot.
Oh,
You forgot. Only took 2 months.
Pat said she took the money and ran.
She
Very,
took the money
very
and ran.
possible. Oh my God, that was funny.
Ryan, check your live stream for TikTok. It says live has ended for Ryan Shead live.
Yeah, I told you.
Oh, did we say something bad? Is that what it was?
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh God, was it Jill Stein?
Violation, live violation.
Bite dance.
They took my live access
us.
until January 13th.
Oh wow, wow.
So,
well, you know fun.
Do you agree with this decision? No.
No, I do not. No, I do not. Oh, that is so
like,
good.
what did it even get me for? View details. Go live, multi-guest, mobile gaming, live. Damn, I can't do nothing. Look, it's all. Will it show it?
Okay.
It's just violation after violation.
It said you looked at the camera. You looked
at the camera. Jeez.
I guess we cannot make fun of Jill Stein or even talk about politics.
Misinformation. They got misinformation. What have I said that's misinformation?
Oh, that's great. This is going to be good. This is going to be good. Now, guys, I want you all to take this in. This is our first show back, and we're doing a special. We'll see how it goes for Mondays. Ryan, just keep this in mind. This is going to be the battle that we fight. ByteDance is in bed with Trump, i.e. TikTok.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah. So then you have that. You have X, which we already saw because your boy Elon definitely cut off Laura Loomer. I'm loving the civil war that's going on. And you know what? Maybe just go for the Ryan rant, as Angry Bunny just said.
Well, now, yeah, there's no reason not to. Fuck it. Got banned anyway. Fuck it. Might as well go.
So we're going to start with a bang. Happy 2025. Where information
28 minutes in. 28 fucking minutes it took me to get banned on TikTok. That wasn't bad.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah. It's so good.
I got banned for the Puxatawny Phil slander.
How dare you disrespect?
How dare you talk about it? Oh, shit. Well, moving on.
It's going to be a good season, guys.
It is. Yeah. We got banned 28 minutes in. Fuck.
Misinformation.
Dude, see, but guys, this is no kidding what I'm talking about. Like, go look at what the right-wing people get away with saying, and then watch what I've said in the first 28 minutes of this and tell me what I said to get banned.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I don't post anything to get banned, really. Like, I don't have a problem admitting there's been a few times where I'm like, yeah, I probably shouldn't hit send on that. You know, like, we all post something every once in a while we shouldn't. But I've been getting banned for saying the truth. I've been getting banned for posting court documents.
Throttled.
I've been getting silenced and throttled for posting. And then now that Donald Trump has won and everybody's seeing what he's doing, they're all going, I wish I had known. Yeah. And I'm going, you would have if accounts like mine hadn't been throttled for 2.5, 3 years. Like, we've been sitting here screaming and telling you. Yeah. Like, they're stopping us from telling you what's really going on, and they're allowing the misinformation party like Elon Musk because he is paying for it. Like,
that's correct.
You go on his own platform and ask his own AI, who is the biggest spreader of misinformation on this platform, it will tell you Elon Musk.
Not even that. What's his ghost account that he just came out and celebrated?
Ditman or something?
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Dumbass couldn't even.
I am Ditman. Bye. You're not Iron Man, okay? Fake Tony Stark. Get out of
My
here.
thing is too, like, he's trying to say it's not him. It's like, bro, we all heard you talking. Nobody else sounds like you.
Right.
Like, you have this very interesting accent. So yeah, it was definitely him. I have zero doubt.
Autistic and robotic? Is that the accent?
You know, I don't like making fun of autistic people. I will say this though.
No, but isn't
he whether it's I'm told that he is on the spectrum. Here's my thing. Being on the spectrum doesn't excuse you being an evil piece of shit.
No. That's who he is.
That's who he is.
And that little mini me that he has, I wonder if that's a clone. Let's just go full conspiracy.
I mean,
like, it's very Dr. Evil that he has this thing on his shoulders. And I'm going to call it a thing. He has this thing on his shoulders walking around. Very off.
My thing is, you know, I get asked every day, or people, the Elon Trump weirdos, they always imply that I'm not a good father. You know, CPS should come to my house. You know who CPS should go visit? Elon Musk. And I'm going to tell you why. Because he takes his kids around a rapist and a legit pedophile. Like, he's an accused pedophile. Whether you all want to admit it or not, Donald Trump's an accused pedophile. And you know why I'm not going to get community noted for it? Because it's true. You can go look at my Twitter account. Go look at it. I say it 50 times a day. Donald Trump is a convicted felon, an adjudicated rapist, an accused pedophile, and an overall piece of shit. And I don't get community noted ever because they can't, because it's true.
He hit you with the Dark Brandon whisper. Just so
77 million plus Americans knowingly voted for a dude that goes around grabbing them by the pussy and then recorded himself saying it. And then the MAGA clowns for 2 years want to go around saying that he didn't grab a woman by the pussy, even though we have audio of him saying he grabs him by the pussy and they let him do it because he's famous. And then for some reason, they don't want to believe that he grabbed her by the pussy and stuck his finger inside of it. So I really don't understand. But for some reason, the Christian white people think that he's their savior. So they put him back in office again. So when you come at people like me talking about leftists and Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and Ashley Biden, I just want to say, fuck you. Go fuck yourself, because you just put a rapist back in the White House. And there's nothing you can say that will ever change that. You put a felon and a fucking rapist and an accused pedophile back in the White House. You people, 77 million plus of you, are disgusting pieces of shit. I want you to know that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we just got a Ryan rant at 32 minutes after we got banned. Or
thank you, TikTok, for banning me. I needed to let that out.
I was trying to be good.
Fuck them.
Welcome back to Hold the Mic. Which brings me to my point that I was going to say, Ryan. You guys,
I was supposed to let you talk. I'm sorry.
No. Let me. I always just double judge. I just find my way in. That's all it is. I just know when it's time to jump in. We need you guys more than ever to share us with people and to get the voice out there, because we know we're going up against the machine now. We are the opposition. Yep. And that's the biggest thing, where we need to lean on each other, build community, and make sure that we are getting the message out there, because they will throttle. It's very evident.
Oh yeah. I can show you guys my stuff. Matter of fact, you know what? I'll pull something up right now, prove my point. So I stopped paying for Twitter when after the election, because my thing was I was going to pay because I didn't want them to throttle my message. Not that that worked very well.
Right.
But the minute that I saw what he was doing after the election, I was like, yeah, I'm not paying for this anymore. So if you look at all right, let me see. I can put this up on I promise you guys this is interesting. So
I was blown away when you showed me this.
So if you look here, you can see my my earnings. So this is how much right over here I was getting paid per 15 days. So I started getting paid in they gave me my first payment August 5th of 2023. And it wasn't much at first. Then it started going up to 305 every 15 days, 89, and 115, 122, 143. This was every 15 days. And then all of a sudden, if you look November 8th, so look at 140, 126, 148, 137, 123. This was going all the way back to August and July, right?
Mhm.
Every month or every two weeks, you see it. November
In the
8th.
summer leading up to the election.
Yep. November 8th, days after the election, he changed the way we got paid on Twitter. And my payout, $24, $39, $50. So why is that changed?
I mean,
That's what's
it's
so
worse than what he did to Laura Loomer, as in the context that he's squeezing you quietly,
well, it's
right?
not just me. That's the issue. And
But yes,
it's even
content
bigger than that.
creators.
What I need people to understand what was happening is that Elon tweaked the algorithm to promote right-wing accounts that he approved of, that promoted his agenda, but he
Mhm.
wasn't just pushing them and promoting them in terms of helping them gain followers and all that stuff. He was also funneling money to them. And a lot of them were stupid and would post that, how much they were making. And
Yeah.
when other creators saw that, we were like, okay, wait a minute. They've only got 100, 200,000 more followers than me, but they're making fucking $10,000 every 2 weeks. How is that? So, when you go look at the money that was being, it became evident to me pretty quick. I'm like, oh, he's funneling money to these extremists. Go look at Ian Miles Chong.
Mhm.
So he got fact checked the other day. This dude doesn't live in the United States, you guys. He's never been to the United States.
That's right.
Now go to Elon Musk's Twitter account and see how often he posts from this guy. This is the guy telling you that immigrants are coming in and stealing your jobs and ruining the country. He's literally funneling money to an extremist living in Malaysia,
Mhm.
pushing his political agenda. But no, please keep telling me about the people that are coming over the border an hour from where I live.
Oh, it's really interesting to see. You have the receipts, which they're gonna say that you're putting out
Yeah,
misinformation, which is quite amazing.
yep.
But to see how the moment that you push against their agenda, their propaganda, that's when you feel the hammer of what this new operation is gonna be. We're being pretty much ran by plutocrats at this point.
Mhm.
It's a plutocracy.
Yep.
That's where
It's
we're
all
really in it.
money. It's all about money.
It's where it all is. I mean, we can get into it about even here in New York with this whole congestion fee for the first time. We are now the first official American city that is charging you to enter into, and it is literally day 2, and it was chaos. Um, it's creating more problems. Already can tell.
I'm sorry. What's happening?
Do you know about what's happening in New
I
York?
have no fucking clue.
Oh my god. So it's now $9 just to drive into New York City. Just to drive into the southern
Like
or
a
I should say
toll?
Midtown. Not a toll, a congestion fee. So do you drive in between 5 a.m. and 9 p.m., you will be charged $9 just driving in. So I want you to think about every plumber, every off-duty cop that's going to work, every nurse, every doctor, every person
They
who
didn't
literally
think that
works.
shit through.
Governor Hochul forced it through. Originally, they were going to charge $23.
Isn't she a
That's
Democrat?
She is. But here's the thing. It's all about business. Apparently, Lyft and Uber lobbied the hardest for this thing to be passed through because
So
they
that
are
they could
only
go
getting
pick the people
charged
out and drive them in.
$1.50, and that's going to be their charge, $1.50 versus the 9.
Then
So
they
they
need to
want
charge every worker in New York the same.
they have a sliding scale that they're trying to work out, but as of right now, you driving in with your car and having an easy pass, you're paying $9. This is the very first time in a US city that they are charging for a downtown or a city to charge for a congestion fee. And it's really interesting to see because our subway system is trash. It's getting worse and worse
And I'm
and
sure they
worse.
won't take this massive influx in money that they'll get and fix it either.
This has been the biggest conversation about New York because all the money that is coming in proceed wise is going to be pushed towards our MTA, which is not true. You think about all the tourists that come here, every car ride that you do take, 250 goes immediately to the MTA. So if you took a taxi, that money, 250 goes right to the MTA. they've been making money left and right, and you have to ask the question, where is it going right now? We'll deep dive into this more. We will stay on top of this.
I hadn't even heard of it.
We will talk more about this. I do have a graph for you to see. I will add that to a show. I mean, guys, this is just the welcome back show. There's so much that's happening, and we're gonna deep dive into a lot more of all of it. And we will be back this Friday.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. This is just we're back. We're the J6s. I put my horns away. I clearly missed the storming the Capitol, and here we are. Here we are. But I will say, I really have enjoyed TikTok with all the conspiracy theorists. But for your live, you get banned. I think that's kind of amazing.
I can't put anything on that account. It's a joke. Like the only thing I think I could do on TikTok at this point is go on there and dance with some words.
Please do. Please do.
They don't deserve to see me dance.
Ryan, do it. Do the insurrection shuffle. Come on, give me something, brother. Give me something.
That's just somebody sitting in a chair with a beer.
Oh man,
did you vote? No, I didn't vote, but I love me Trump. Trump's great.
Regardless of all this nonsense that we're looking at, I am interested in some of the executive orders. I do want to deep dive into some of the stuff. Why Biden is passing executive orders when they can be switched over. I am interested to see what happens with Judge Marchand for this Friday, which we will be going live on Friday night. What that looks like. Who knows? Who knows what he passes?
I know.
We're
going to right now. You want to know?
What's your prediction?
My prediction is not a fucking thing. That's my prediction.
Okay.
And here's my other prediction. If he does give him time, it's going to be something stupid. It's going to be like, we're going to give him a year, but it's going to be postponed until after his presidency. This 80-year-old man ain't going to make it fucking 4 years.
So here's the thing that I find interesting about that. If he is to be, he may have a conviction, first and foremost, because all the Republicans are freaking out about this. And Trump is freaking out about this. He's freaking out about this. If he is convicted,
Why?
If he is convicted, he'll be the very first president that is a 34 count convicted felon who is now a president, can't pardon himself from that. Can't. That's going to be the stain that's on him starting the presidency. The fact that they pushed it to the 10th. He didn't do it before, which you and I both thought he should have done this before the election.
Should have done it before the vote. Absolutely.
That's my point. It should have done it before November 5th. He should have kept that. Was it October 25th or something? Or yep. The 16th was something, and then the 25th was supposed to be.
I thought that was too close.
I mean, look, the whole just.
I mean, can we seriously just point out, like, everybody's talking about why the Democrats lost this election, and one of the biggest things I keep hearing is that they didn't have a primary for Kamala Harris, and it was a 100-day campaign. I want to say they ran a good campaign, especially for how everything went down.
Yeah.
But if you're going to say, it wasn't a great campaign, I think a broken chair that squeaks should have been able to beat a felon and rapist. And I think the fact that America, 77 plus million Americans said, we're okay with a black man. We're just not okay with a black woman. I
don't know how I feel about
go ahead.
More of that statement. And I say that in the context of it's because of Obama that we got a Trump.
Oh, I agree with that.
I feel that there.
Yeah, the pendulum swing. I agree.
The idea of being okay with a black man. I mean, the level of racism that came out of Trump. Out of Obama's presidency. Yeah. People try to act like this is just started this discourse. The hanging of a monkey. I remember seeing that, and I'm being. No,
they literally had. They hung him in effigy. We're doing? Yeah,
I mean, there was different variations, but to see one of those, and to see that it was this element that's there. This is really going to be the fuck around and find out.
Yeah,
this really is, and the thing that's going to be, not Tim Pool's here.
And this is another one I love is that they're like, oh, he was convicted but not sentenced. It's like,
That is
So
a
this,
conservative talking point. That is a
I was like,
conservative
so the
talking
fuck
point.
what?
It's not
He's still a
that
felon.
well, that's how they're trying to now manipulate and I see it's your brother. What's up, Patrick? The thing that's a great talking point is this. He wasn't convicted because technically the judge hasn't convicted him, right? The grand jury found him guilty. So the whole gray area that Republicans, conservatives are trying to run with right now, or mostly mega, is that he wasn't convicted. So for your brother to say convicted is a step forward, but not sentenced. Yes, he was not sentenced because you can't. They're looking at the law now where they're like you can't sentence.
Pat, you've been watching this. You've been watching 40 plus episodes of this show. I said this is what was going to happen. That if he got elected, all the cases were pretty much going to disappear. And
That's correct.
per
And Jack Smith
usual,
is
what happened? Exactly what the fuck I said.
yeah. And the thing that I find that is interesting for me to get to my point, Ryan, is that if no, you're golden because I love what you're saying right now. If Judge Marchand is to convict him on Friday, and now he goes into his presidency, and they say you will have to serve jail time in 4 years, that now will be a cloud over his presidency the entire time, and that is something sweet.
I've told you guys
sweet
what's going to
justice.
happen. It's not going to be sweet justice. They're going to laugh in our faces again. I already told you all what's going to happen. JD Vance is there to pardon Trump. I've said it before, and I will say it again. Trump will resign, and JD Vance will pardon him.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Well, honestly, that is a good step. That is playing chess. That's
the plan. Because look at it like this. Look at it like a typical criminal. Okay. Yeah. Donald Trump now has 4 years to do whatever the fuck he wants. He doesn't have another campaign to run.
Right.
Unless they change the Constitution, which, we're all sitting here going, well, that can't happen. We've been sitting here saying that can't happen for a while and watching shit happen that we said couldn't happen.
That doesn't exist on this show. That can't happen is not part of our language.
Fucking, it can happen. Like I have zero faith in any of the stopgaps or protections that our government currently has because they haven't worked.
Right.
Like they just haven't. We just watched an election get certified for a fucking felon, a rapist, an accused pedophile, and a prolific business fraud. Like we're not even talking about the business fraud side of this. Like you think a guy that had to pay out $25 million after he defrauded a bunch of kids and parents trying to better themselves through Trump University. Right. Yeah, that's the guy you think is going to care about you in the White House. The guy that had to pay a $30,000 fine for a $3.2 million fraud scheme at his casino. That's the guy that you think should have unbridled power in the United States. Are you fucking stupid? Like I literally can't believe that we're watching this happen. And they're laughing. Like they think this is a joke. Like they're like, haha, we voted for the rapist. And they're so pissed off though, because they can't challenge the fact that he's a rapist. So you voted for a rapist. And then you want to cry that nobody wants you around their kids and their family because you've publicly come out and let us know.
Have you noticed that? Your conservative friends are like, why can't we be friends?
It's like, fuck you. Nope. Done with you. Blocked you, got rid of you off of Facebook. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Yeah. You voted for a rapist that is accused of fucking a 13-year-old girl. And you sit there and you talk about Hunter Biden and Ashley Biden's laptop while ignoring every fucking fact about Donald Trump being a sexual predator. And that's the other thing. You guys like to always say, well, he's not a rapist. He's just a sexual abuser. I'd like you to tell me the difference between a rapist and a sexual abuser, because I asked my wife, and you want to know what she said? There's no fucking difference. And I have a feeling that a lot of women feel that way, that if you're grabbing them by the pussy in a public place and sticking your fingers inside of them, that's probably sexual assault or rape.
I just didn't think there was layers to this that we had to decide where is the line to cross about decency. Yeah. Would I leave my daughter with them? No.
Nope.
No. That's the only question I need to ask you. Would you, and this is to my conservative friends, would you leave your child, your daughter, with a man who wants to sleep with his own daughter?
Yeah.
There is no layer to this of what line we're going to cross. Because if you wouldn't leave your child with this person, if you don't think that they're an idol for your child to rise to the highest ranks that we hold these truths to be, if you look at that shiny seat that is there for American politics, and you say this is a world leader, this is the leader of the free nation. Well, ours is a 34 convicted. Yeah, we're a laughingstock across the entire
Oh,
globe. And here's Elon Musk, who is literally getting in bed with a neo-Nazi in Germany.
yep.
He's now creating a little bit of trouble in Norway. Like,
He's
hold on.
literally intervening in other.
Numerous
Yeah,
elections.
yeah,
Numerous. And my question is going to be for NATO. Do you guys have some laws in place for something like this? Because you're talking about the person who has a direct link to Putin, who has been dealing with Putin, calling Putin for a long time.
yeah,
So what are we doing here? Because there's some blurred lines here. The fact that Greenland is popping up in conversations because there's a space network that is America has most a majority of our space work out there in that country. So why do you think now Trump is leaning that way? Trump is bought and sold by an oligarch system.
yeah.
He wants to be them, and he never will be. He's a bootlicker. He dreams of being them. How's his stock doing, Ryan?
I don't know. I haven't looked.
It tanked, and then
Did
it
it
started
really?
rising. It tanked, and then it started rising up because he had to divest. So people started getting out,
He's not
and it's like
divesting from anything.
he had to divest from that
From what?
his stock. He had to put it in trust. That he had to actually do. That's that he had to do.
Mm.
He can't be Nancy Pelosi. He couldn't do that.
Oh,
Sorry to say.
he's far worse than Nancy Pelosi.
It's just a system that I'm just talking about.
Speaking of Nancy Pelosi, though, can
This is your girl.
not my girl. Pelosi was seen walking around the Capitol using a walker today, and I thought it was a little ironic, seeing that she was one of the people that ran Biden out of office for being too old. And I just want to just point out in this show, Ian and we're not going full Young Turks on you guys. Like we're not turning into Trump supporters overnight. You know, that's not going to happen. But, and I'm not going to speak for Ian. I firmly believe that we need to do a real deep dive post-mortem on this election.
Yeah.
If we're really going to make some positive change in the future and we're going to start winning elections again, we really need to sit down and have one of those, honest conversations with ourselves and our party and our movement and our community and say, this is why we lost. These are the reasons we lost. This is what we need to fix. And if we don't do it soon, we aren't going to have a country left.
And I will start with saying the Democrats are already tripping up by leaning into a 74-year-old with throat cancer and not leaning on a new generation like AOC, bringing the fight, who has the energy and the gall to go on the offense versus just staying on flat-footed defense like they've been.
Yeah, I was not happy about that. Because to me, just again from the outside looking in, and granted, do I agree with everything AOC says? No. But in terms of the Democratic Party and knowing what our strong suits and who our workhorses are, she's a workhorse.
Yeah.
And more importantly, she is somebody who is regularly used on TV and on social media for viral video clips, getting her message out. Well, guess what, Democrats? A big part of our problem has been messaging.
Yeah, it is.
So maybe we should have put somebody who has built a good team around her that are able to create those viral moments and get our message out. So that was one of the main reasons I wasn't, it wasn't just hating on the old guy. It was was more like more of the same.
Yeah.
And it's like at a time where we're all feeling defeated and disappointed, it's just like another slap in the face. Oh, you guys really don't want to change. Like you're refusing to progress, and it's costing us elections.
Well,
like, let's just call it what it is.
Folks home. I mean, I'm sorry. It's more boomers than it is actually people that are here working viable people, like the people who are making decisions about congestion fees. It's like, guys, you're gentrifying New York.
When's the last time y'all had to go work?
Do you know what I mean? Like, it
Yeah.
really is. It's putting pressure on the working class that is becoming no longer the middle class because we're getting hit with charges left and right and quickly.
Yeah.
It is ruining our account. And when you see this process, you see the disconnect that's there. And I have to say to you, like Crockett, AOC, this is the forefront that we need to be leaning on.
Yeah.
And younger people, we have to encourage to start really getting out to rock the vote and run for office
Yeah.
because they don't care.
No.
These older people are getting all their money and they're doing it off your back.
100%.
And we're just about to get started on what's about to happen for the have and have nots. And this is where I'm thoroughly going to look forward to every single mega supporter, the poor whites, as Doge calls them, because this is the reality. Your taxes are going up. And I just had this conversation. And it wasn't even somebody I knew. I deep dived into TikTok during my time off. And I was like, oh, you know what sounds fun? Just being a troll on TikTok for all these mega supporters and listening to them celebrate and being like, oh, okay, well, you know, H-Bone,
What does that even mean?
what is what?
Hey, Ryan, I just got done helping to destroy David Pac-Man. Who's that? But I can see you aren't relevant. Well, if I'm not relevant, why are you here commenting, William?
It's your Monday. Welcome. By the way, like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. We are just getting started here on Hold the Mic. We are just getting back for season 2. And we're going to have a good 2 years that we know at least we're going to be under a Trump administration. We'll see what happens after that, too. We'll see. But
let's see if we can go for 4-time impeached.
Yeah,
Donald Trump.
Let's see what we can do.
That's another thing. 2 times impeached this clown. And if Republican senators would have done their fucking job, you know, and again, Ian and I were talking about this over the break. Go back and look at these people. Yeah. Go back and look at January 6th. Go listen to what they said the day of, the day after, the weeks after.
Hours after the insurrection.
Oh God, they all condemned it. It was horrible. Donald Trump was the mastermind. They all knew it. Blah blah blah. And then slowly over time,
Lindsey Graham, Lady Graham, I am done with this.
Right? Go watch the videos.
Yeah.
And then fast forward 4 years, and here they all are on their knees, going, "Please, I want some more." Like I don't fucking get it. And the fact that the American people are sitting back and watching these hypocrites clearly either take money, bribes, or get blackmailed into their support.
Oh, I'm going to piece it together right now. Marjorie Taylor Greene already told you. They got receipts on some of these people's scandals. Much like Matt Gaetz' ethic. Trump has receipts.
Why do you think Matt Gaetz was taken care of? Because they had to get him out of Congress, but they had to make sure that he wouldn't talk. So they gave him a way out so that he could resign without too much egg on his face. And
Which
then
technically he could have returned for this new Congress because he did win his election. He resigned from his old seat and he could have came back, but he knew that ethics.
Yeah, there was a reason he resigned.
Yeah, yes.
Because nobody resigns from their seat unless they are going through the process and have been selected. Then it's like, okay, now I'm resigning.
Yeah.
Like it was, to me, it was very evident what was happening. And then the fact that he had he already had the Matt Gaetz show lined up on whatever network that is, the right wing network. It's like that was given to him. That was part of the deal. They sat him down and said, Matt, the time has come. You fucked up too much. We have to sacrifice you. But what we're going to do is we're going to give you a way to resign office without having to be run out. And
or
then
lose your pension, lose all your stuff.
Or lose all your stuff.
That's right.
And then we're going to give you a show so that you're financially taken care of, and we'll keep funneling you money through the show. So just keep your fucking mouth shut.
Yeah. Yeah. It's only going to be well, I will say this. For all people who lost their show and who are doing their thing, I'm giving a lot of credit to Don Lemon. I am loving DL Uncut. Take that however you want it. Take that however you want it.
I just love how thin-skinned Elon Musk is. Like, I don't think people understand how truly, like, this dude is just, I see him online all day, every day. He's a pussy. Like, if he went in the military, he wouldn't make it through day 3. Like they would have had him fucking crying on the ground like a little bitch.
You know,
Mommy,
I wish
can
he
mommy
was.
Musk come help me?
I can see why he thinks
Fuck outta here.
mega supporters are stupid. As again, Doge quoted, they're not educated enough to take the
exit
jobs
polls
of brown.
prove that. Yeah.
They're not educated enough to take the jobs of the brown people that they're trying to bring in, which he said, not me. I can see why he thinks they're stupid, because they all put him on a pedestal and think he's so smart. And when you really think about that,
yeah,
this man fooled everybody because he didn't create Tesla. He didn't create SpaceX.
Fooled me for a while.
He only stepped in. He didn't create Twitter, but guess what? The history books will tell you he created Twitter.
He created X. Yep.
You know what I mean? Because he created X. Thank you for saying that. He created X.
Yep.
These are the things that exist that we're going to see 20 years from now, 30 years from now.
You just connected two dots for me.
And that's the thing that's going to happen. What's up? What's up?
I always wondered, you know, by this point, I already knew that he didn't develop anything at Tesla and he didn't develop anything at SpaceX. But I just really wondered, like, from a business standpoint, why do you pay $44 billion for a platform and then completely erase its entire brand and rebrand? It was like, it didn't make sense to me. It just but I was looking at it from a business standpoint, from a business bean counter perspective. And the minute you said that, I was like, oh shit. I was like, he did it all so that he could say he fucking developed it. He made it. He created it.
He spent how much to buy Twitter?
$44 billion.
It only cost him $250 million to buy a country.
I thought he spent over $1 billion. I thought he spent over $1 billion on the election.
$250 million from what was documented.
Oh yeah, it was way more than that.
Well,
again, going back to what we just talked about, he was funneling money to all these people through Twitter.
Yes, but I'm talking about just Trump. I'm talking about just Trump, not the people he paid off.
He spent but I hope people understand he spent well over $1 billion buying this election,
and he's already made a quarter of his wealth since Trump has been elected. That's how much money he has made. He is $500 billion now on the sphere, and he's made a quarter of that from this election. It only cost him $250 million to buy Trump and this country.
I like this. I don't know what side this guy's on, but I like a couple of his comments. It says, I don't effing care what Don Lemon thinks, but he doesn't delete my comments.
Got to give him credit. Got to give him credit where credit's due.
Hey, but he doesn't delete my comments. Yeah. Oh, he literally spent money to be able to say legally that he created Tesla. I shit you not. Oh,
yeah.
Again, these are... If you sit down and you really do a deep dive into Elon Musk, I think majority of Americans will walk away like, yeah, fuck that guy.
And listen to his mom. His mom said poor people need to start having kids, so work for my son.
Yep. Ooh.
Yeah. This is ingrained in their DNA.
There we go. Matter of fact, that reminds me. Would you like to hear from Elon Musk's daddy?
Hit it.
Oh, this is going to make Elon mad. We're live on Twitter right now, by the way.
I would take the money home and put it into the safe, because we used it again to buy more emeralds later on, to keep on going, because we did this for about 7 years. And the safe was not that big. And so I would stash the money in there, and I'd tell my two boys, Elon and Kibble, they can take money from the safe for anything they need. They must just leave a note, a little white note. Sometimes I would open the safe and the notes would all fall out.
So why would Elon then tweet, I think it's December 2019, he tweeted, "You didn't own an emerald mine and I worked my way through college, ending up $100,000 in student debt."
Well, it's first of all, it's my children, so they've got an axe to grind, you see. But no, I never owned a mine, but I received rough from a mine called Katanga Mine in Zimbabwe from the people that I did the deal with the airplane.
Okay.
Elon came up to the mine with me. He was at the mine.
Yeah.
Now, so he knows very well.
Yeah.
And they also, when they were once in New York, they actually took some stones that I had with me. I used to go overseas, take a few stones with me, and then take them to the good jewelers and then say, would you like to buy these stones? Because I sold them very cheaply.
Yeah.
Elon knows all about the emeralds, but it's just because, you see, he wants to tell the people in America that he also had a hard time. You know what I mean? And admittedly, you know, when he went to university, the university costs where he was were $250,000 a year, rands a year, 250,000 rands a year.
Back then.
Yes, at Wharton Business School. So I would give them all the money I had for them to study here. I would send to them, but I couldn't pay that kind of money. So he took a loan. He took loans, you see. And I don't think he has anything to complain about because he paid off those loans within 4 years of leaving university. You know, within 4 years of leaving university, he was a multimillionaire. Her parents, by the way, were very fanatical in favor of apartheid. This is quite interesting. Her parents came to South Africa from Canada because they sympathized with the Afrikaner government. They used to support Hitler and all that sort of stuff. But they didn't know, obviously, I don't think they knew what the Nazis were doing. But they in Canada, they were in the German party in Canada, and they sympathized with the Germans.
Yeah.
So when the Afrikaners government came into power here in 1948, then May's father, who was quite an interesting guy, he was a very good pilot, he said he wants to be with the Afrikaners because he agrees with apartheid, you see.
So that was interesting.
Kind of like this man. But I also
none of his family does.
I kind of like this man, but also, can you bring up a picture of him again, real quick, where we're all three of us are on it?
Yeah, hold up.
A little close up of just him. Is there a way to just
Can I
scoom the video back or something, just where we see him? And I say all that just because a little more where you can just see his whole outfit. I didn't realize I got my fashion advice from him.
Holy shit!
I didn't realize.
Oh my god!
I dress like my man here.
Oh my god!
I'm not saying I have a mind, but glad I think
oh
like a
my
man.
god!
Well, let me go ahead and get that safe. With
I promise you all, he had not seen this video.
So
he had not seen this
but
video.
I get my fashion advice from my man over here. So you know what? Here we are. I like this guy. He's going on. You know, we like to bring the humor here, guys. We like to really enjoy ourselves. But that's,
oh my god.
And this is maybe where I'm on the spectrum. I just started. I go, am I really? Because I see myself and I go, am I really dressed like my man right now? Is that what we're doing? Here we are. But
dude, as soon as you said it, I was like, oh my god.
You just see it.
I so wish I could like blow it up more now. Oh, that is so
glad
funny.
You guys all now. You guys can't unsee that. So here it is.
Come on, let me. Yeah. Oh my god, that's so funny. Thank you for that.
You know, we all
like my belly hurts from that.
We
laugh.
need that. We need that. You didn't know where I was going with it. You didn't know.
I had no idea because I'm like, his family hates him.
Yeah. What? You get it. There it is.
Geez.
There it is.
But did I not save it? I have a clip that I really want to show everybody. It's only 45 seconds.
Okay.
I love this kid. Oh, speaking of, real quick though, too, in case you didn't know, today was also the anniversary of Schoolhouse Rock Live coming out, or not Schoolhouse Rock Live, Schoolhouse Rock coming out. January 6th of 1973, wow. Schoolhouse Rock premiered. And I've never been more convinced in my life that not enough people watched it. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill.
I really wish
sitting here on Capitol Hill.
I wish this was actually taught in school versus a Bible now in Oklahoma, because this is going to be necessary.
Wasn't there a state that removed the Bible because it had like sexually content, like something like that in it?
Oh, because the whole book banning and someone.
Yeah, and they ended up getting the Bible banned because of it.
Yeah.
Where is it? I'm like, I know I posted it. There it is. I was about to say. So I've talked about him on the show before. He's actually been on the show during the Joey Manarino podcast. What happened was Noah here, who is, I believe he's still 13. I don't think he's 14 yet. So he's young. He's a teenager. He came on the Joey because Joey, being the dumbass that he is, he basically attacked this kid and posted some information and actually ended up posting his house, a photo of his house. So he had sent me a message when I posted that I was having Joey on. He said, hey, Ryan, could you do me a favor and ask him to take this stuff down for me? And I did the show and I got emotional by the end and I didn't finish my outline. And that was the last thing I was going to ask him. I was going to make it like a point and I forgot. And he messaged me right after and he just simply said, I wish you would have said something. And I felt horrible. Like I sent him back a message. I was like, I'm so sorry. I forgot I had it on my outline. It's totally my fault. But people were like, why don't you do a space on Twitter? Let's talk about what just happened because of the way I ended the show. And what happened was Joey said that we should put people at the border to start shooting immigrants as they come to the border. And I basically called him a piece of shit and ended the show.
You cut him a lot more, but yes, his ancestors felt that one. Yeah.
Anyway, so we do the space and Noah comes in and he starts talking to us all and explaining what had happened. And I had said again, I'm like, again, I'm so sorry. As I'm apologizing, Joey comes in and he starts talking. So I bring Joey up and I'm like, okay. And I basically like, I think everybody heard enough of you and I talking, Joey. I'm like, here's Noah. He has something to ask you. This kid went on to read Joey Manarino for filth. I mean, for filth.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and this was a year ago. This was about a year ago.
He's itty bitty.
So he's a year, farther down the road here in this clip. He was just on MSNBC. He's getting a ton of exposure, which he deserves. And I've told him this privately, but I'll say it publicly. I applaud his parents who have clearly raised a very smart and aware young man who I have zero doubt will be one of our leaders in the very near future. So my hats off to them. They've done an incredible job with this young man. And before I show you this clip, I'll end with this. I sent him that message and I said in it, I didn't want to be presumptuous and assume that he had two parents. So I said parent with an S in it, saying, I don't know how you were raised. And he's like, hey, really appreciate them. I'll let them know. He goes, Joey basically said something along the lines of, Joey'd be really surprised, probably find out that I have both my parents. I was just like, the way he said it was I was like, oh, dude, I love you. So he sent me this a couple days ago because as we got to quickly converse with each other in DM, I just let him know, hey, as you're going down this path, if you ever need anything, want me to share anything, whatever, just send it to me and it's done. Well, he sent me this and asked me to share it. So I'm going to share it on the podcast.
The one thing that you want to say very quickly to your peers about why they need to get into this fight with you?
Honestly, I'm going to say this. I don't want you to have to lose something to understand how important this is. I don't want you to have to lose your grandma's Social Security. I don't want you to have to lose public education. I don't want you to have to lose public transportation that you rely on to go watch a movie with your friends or your cousins. I don't want you to have to lose any of this stuff. And just trust folks. Don't trust folks too much where you're not fact checking them now, but definitely trust folks and make sure that you're listening all around you. Don't listen to one side. Don't hear this conservative commentator say something. And then when the Democrat says it, you're like, Democratic liberal nonsense. You're not talking about nothing.
Right.
So listen to your people around.
That's an old soul right there.
I was about to say, you know that young man's been here before.
Oh yeah.
He's been on this planet before.
Oh yeah.
I don't know when.
He's
He's seen some things, and he didn't forget.
No.
Noah is an incredible young man. I look forward to like I said, seeing what else he's going to do. And
I love how he handled what was my man, My Pillow? I love how he handled him.
Yeah, the My Pillow guy at the convention. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's what I mean. This kid, he's fearless. Like you watch him in these situations, I'm sitting there like I'd be shaking. But like, because that's just me. Like I get, like, I'm just like, I want to fucking destroy you. And that's the kind of energy I get. He gets this like calm about him. That's just like, I'm about to just destroy you. And I'm going to do it in a very calm tone of voice, but I'm going to make you look really stupid, especially considering I'm 12, 13 years old.
Oh,
you know,
it's interesting to see, and he's giving me like, even like the Boondocks, vibe of Huey, where it's extremely intelligent, extremely energized, and understanding of the world that he's in, and he understands too that he doesn't have time to waste.
Yeah,
because by the time he's our age, it's too late. And I give it to Max Frost, who is the youngest to get into Congress, being that he was just out of high school. Right.
Yeah.
He comes from the Florida shootings, right? He comes from the Parkland movement. And I'm realizing that it's those moments that we have a whole generation who was raised by school shootings, and they don't have time to waste anymore. Why they gravitated towards Trump, being this younger generation, looking for this machismo, whatever a male is, or whatever, this false facade, of what masculinity is a joke, right? To see what's dominating the airwaves, and how much they complain about being throttled, where in all reality, we see it time and time again with your social media, a lot of other voices. And I got to bring her up again, Laura Loomer. The moment she turned against the machine, she was just handled. She was given a swift hand where they removed her immediately.
They shoved her off the edge. They couldn't get rid of Laura fast enough.
They took her out. So I don't even know the status of her. Is she with Jill Stein? Where's she at now?
She blocked me 2 years ago. I have no idea.
It's interesting to see how they handled her. And so quickly.
Well, that's how they handle everybody. They use them, they get what they want out of them, and then they move them along. And that's why I always laugh at these people that buy into it. I'm like, and then they're like, I can't believe how he treated me. And I'm like, really? Because history should have shown you that was going to happen.
The fact that they forgave January 6th so fast, they are going to forgive any of this.
Not only that, they're going to allow domestic terrorists to be pardoned by a domestic terrorist.
Yeah.
Like, again, fact check me here. Community note me.
I'm looking forward to our Fridays where we can really process how a week goes.
Who apologized?
She said, Loomer.
Oh, Loomer did? She apologized to them? Oh, I'm sure she did, because she saw her bank account fluctuate.
Oh, she saw game over. She bit the hand that fed her, and that's a reality.
That's a big no.
Which is Tim Pool? Is he still doing his thing with them? Is he still needed?
I don't. Again, he blocked me a while ago.
Got it. Okay. I mean, look, I don't. Really
all those clowns block me, and you want to know why they block me? Because I make them look stupid. Because here's the thing: if they made me look stupid and were making money off of me, they wouldn't block me.
Yeah.
But when I go into their comments and I ratio them, well, that makes them look bad. So then they have to block me. And my block list is pretty extensive. I'm talking Rudy Giuliani, Roger Stone, Laura Loomer.
You have a Pokemon card
Libs of
collection
TikTok.
of all.
Libs of TikTok took one of my videos, put it on their thing. I went on there and made another video in the reply and fucking ratioed the shit out of her, and she blocked me.
Is it a she who runs that? Libs of
Yeah.
TikTok?
Yeah.
I have some conservative friends who have been, like I said, starving for my attention. Starving. I open up our DMs and there's like 15 million messages, and I'm like, I'm not responding. And this is during this setback of not engaging. And I'm just like, why do you want to talk to me? Like, what do you get from talking to me right now? And why do you feel like you need to hear from me? And it's that engagement. But they send me the libs of TikTok stuff, and I'm just like, I don't care for this shit. I don't.
Yeah.
care.
As soon as you see libs of TikTok, you can you automatically know what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
like I said, here's my thing. The Democratic Party has a lot of work to do. We're going to have another guest on here, Sarah Higginbotham, who's been on the show before.
Sarah's dope.
But she has also, on top of doing the amazing work she did, getting
Vote repro.
Vote repro and getting women's rights protected across the country,
Yep.
her and her team. She's also personally done some work with ranked choice voting and lobbying to get that passed. So we want to bring her on the show and talk about election reform. And one of the good options we actually have that I think is probably the most viable option that America has, which is ranked choice voting. So we're going to have her on the show to talk about that. So I really look forward to that because she's an amazing woman, extremely knowledgeable, and extremely fun to have a conversation with. So definitely look forward to having her back on the show with us. And we've got, let's see, who else we got? I have Doug, who is a constitutional lawyer. He's going to come on and we're going to talk about the Constitution a little bit and what issues we may be running into here. And one of the things I look forward to talking with him about is actually the 14th Amendment, Section 3, which I'm going to read right now for y'all and just let you take it and do what you will with it. So the 14th Amendment, Section 3 reads, "No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state, who having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But Congress may by a vote of 2/3 of each house remove such disability." So the way I read that is Donald Trump shouldn't even be able to take the oath of office.
It'll be time for bed in 30 minutes.
I miss those.
I totally forgot.
You always do. AI said, go to sleep.
Yep. It's because these kids, if I'm
Hey, man.
working, it'll be 10 o'clock and I forget that it's bedtime.
Oh, yeah.
So it's definitely interesting to see what we're allowing to happen in our country right now.
Well, this sets the precedence for now future generation, of you can do this, and you just have to wait 4 more years to then be pardoned. The FBI, the legal system is now feeling the full pressure of now a Trump presidency where they're deflated.
Mhm.
They don't even want to now do these actually go through these cases in court because they understand that they're going to be pardons.
And you remember something I said, I don't know how far back it was, but I said that the people were pretty stupid to think that, Jack Smith and what was it, Fani Willis and those types, that they would jeopardize their careers bringing charges against a former president if they didn't have the goods.
Right.
I still believe that. I really do. I think they got screwed. I think that things happened that they couldn't have even predicted, and it ended up screwing them. I actually feel bad for them because, especially like, Jack Smith they put their careers on the line to do the right thing, hoping that the American public would support them. And they got the exact opposite. The American public, for some reason, decided to support the insurrectionists. And that's the part that I don't think these prosecutors could have predicted or even planned for. So some of their careers will be affected negatively.
We didn't back them like we didn't back Kamala.
Nope.
We didn't show up.
Nope.
And that's I'm going to say this one time. Who am I kidding? I'm going to say this throughout the next 2 years.
4 years, yeah.
2 years. Because in 2 years, this is going to be the reawakening that is necessarily needed to see what we can do. Because in 2 years, you have midterms. And my goal is to get us to those midterms to see some change and pushback against the rest of his presidency.
Yeah.
The party split because they felt like they were not being seen by Biden. I understand that the Democratic Party put all their eggs in their basket with Biden. They did not do a reevaluation 2 years in to say, hey, let's go ahead and just say you did your job and we pass the mic to somebody else, which I thought would have been a great time for them to then give somebody the lead. But Kamala showed the world you only need 100 days to run a solid campaign. Her numbers are up there with Biden's. Don't get it twisted. She didn't lose by a lot. She didn't. It's not.
I mean, she didn't lose by a ton, but
she didn't lose by the amount that this person's trying to sell that the majority of the country wanted him. It was very thin.
She lost by basically the same amount that he lost to Hillary. It was like 2 million votes.
Very, very small margin. And the fact that the Congress is so tight, very thin margin. It's not this this ideology that exists in America that, yes, it's 77 million, like we talked about, who literally voted for a rapist, plain and simple. Which makes me really do question my neighbor, plain and simple.
Oh, yeah.
But when I say that to you, we didn't show up for them like we didn't show up for Kamala. And we didn't show up for ourselves because this is going to be the phase where we fuck around and we now find out.
Yeah.
We find out.
Yep.
If you're not part of the 1%, you're not getting a tax write-off. You're not getting the breaks that are there. The Trump taxes end into 2025. And the new now Trump taxes kick in for 2025.
The deficit's going to increase.
Not only increase, some of these things can be set up for permanent. Some of these things can be altered. He's lowering the tax rate again for corporate, but he's putting it on the backs of you.
Yep.
And if you are not part of the 1%, which I know you're not, I'm sorry, you're not. Your taxes are going up.
Yep.
Plain and simple. The tariffs being implemented, you will be paying more in tax for whatever items you purchase. He's
go
already
back and
told
look at
you,
the price of wood. Go back and look at the price of steel.
Document it now because Lowe's and also Home Depot have already said prices will be going up.
Yep.
So get ready because this is the bed that you have made and now sleep in your filthy mega bed.
Yep.
Because this is where we're at.
Yep.
And don't start bitching because this is literally what you chose.
Oh, I'm going to keep shoving it down their throats.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, I've got court documents. Like, y'all can ignore the court documents all you want, but I've got them.
What I will say to you is I am thoroughly enjoying TikTok and deep diving into some more of those conspiracy theories, and they do get through the day. I do. I just send
the
popcorn.
rabbit holes are fun.
I just send popcorn little photos to them as my comment, and I just keep it moving. I'm enjoying it.
So
but yes, I want to say welcome back, Ryan, and I thoroughly am looking forward to some more Ryan rants. And let's see if we get kicked off of TikTok a lot faster.
They approved my appeal.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they gave it back to me.
Oh, look, okay, it's gonna be a fun 2 years.
It's going to be a fun 2 years. So yeah, no, it's been interesting. So what I think we'll do is I want to save these campaign promises for Friday.
Yeah.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about that Friday, because I think it's very eye-opening when we go through all of those. I think
We can deep dive. We can deep dive a lot of
we
it.
we just needed to bullshit tonight and talk about
Welcome
some of the
everybody
stuff.
back.
I do want to end on a few things. First off,
Ooh, Angry
What's
Bunny
up?
got some dope right here. Yeah, I love Angry Bunny. Oh, Angry Bunny, can you produce us? Can you just produce us?
I know, right? Ian's favorite new segment for the show. Ian's favorite conspiracy theory of the week.
We might have to add that.
That's nice.
Whatever I've found myself in, because I really am becoming a boomer on Facebook at this point.
Well, let's see. What else did I have? As predicted, almost every case against. Oh yeah, we already talked about that. So I have a video I wanted to end with, but I wanted to talk real quick about a couple of things. One, the Cybertruck.
Save it for Friday. Let's
The
jump it on
Cybertruck?
Friday. Yes, let's save it on Friday, because a lot of things are going to happen. And
All
I
right,
want
but
to.
I
I want
wanna-
to talk
but I
more
do
about
just-
his manifesto.
Okay, before I show the video, I just want to say this one thing. The people out there that are complaining about the Medal of Freedom and how George Soros got it and Hillary Clinton got it and, Magic Johnson, whatever your issue is. I just want to remind everybody that Donald Trump gave one of those medals to Rush Limbaugh. So Jim Jordan, like literal insurrectionists. But yeah, let's worry about George Soros. I love that troll, by the way. Well done, Biden. But I wanted to end with this. And this video was kind of interesting to me because I had some people that floated the possibility that maybe it was just out of social awkwardness. And I think I've seen this happen to my wife so many times that I know that that's not what it is. So this is a video of Bruce Fisher, who is a professor at the University of Nebraska, Lincoln. He happens to be the president or the husband of Nebraska Senator Deb Fisher. This is her being sworn in by Kamala Harris earlier today.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you for your work. Thank you. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, sure.
Okay. That way just a little bit. There you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Now,
Thank you.
the part that I paid attention to was, he says thank you, and he starts to put his hand in his pocket and almost take a little bit of a step, towards his wife.
Mhm.
Like he wouldn't even look at her.
Right.
That wasn't social awkwardness. That's a racist piece of shit right there. That's what
The
that
fact
is.
that he was looking down, it's like, and you could see you could see the hand.
He's such
If
a
he was like- if
shameful
he was
fucking
not
coward.
looking- Ryan,
These are the type of guys that's what's wrong with me. I think I care too much. Like if I was in the building, I probably would have walked right up to that guy's face and been like, "You are a racist piece of shit." Like I'd have been waiting for him at the bottom of the stairs. And I'd have been like, and you're a piece of shit too, being a fucking senator and letting your husband stand up there and act like a fucking fool. And your fucking son behind you laughing because of what his dad just did. Fuck all you people, man. Like you want us to be nice. You don't want us to call you names. You don't want us to attack you, but yet you love when they do this shit. And when Donald Trump and Elon Musk fucking use names to attack us, fuck you. You have 4 years of me sticking my foot so far up your fucking ass ahead of you. You have no idea. I'm going to fucking enjoy every goddamn second of this because you voted for this. You voted for the racist. You voted for the rapist. You voted for the business frauds. You voted for the billionaires. You are dumb motherfuckers. Most of you are living in a fucking double wide with a car that's got 3 goddamn good tires on it, and you voted for this. You think the dude shitting in a fucking gold toilet gives a flying fuck about you? You think the guy with a private jet that paid for new engines using your fucking donation money gives a flying fuck about you? No, he doesn't. Matter of fact, he's going to do nothing for the next 4 years except for stuff his fucking pockets full of taxpayer money and keep giving tax dollars to Elon Musk so he can continue his welfare off of our fucking government. And then in about 3 years and 10 months, he's going to fucking resign from the presidency, and he's going to get the governor of New York to get rid of all of his shit there. He's going to get JD Vance to pardon him of any federal bullshit, and he's going to ride off into the sunset if he hasn't had a fucking heart attack by then.
Ryan Rand number 2. We're back, baby. Season 2.
And with that, we will see you guys on Friday.
Wait, whoa.
Sorry.
Don't rush this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just because I dress like Elon Musk's father, okay, does not mean I can't reveal the fact that Detroit drives the future. Okay?
Yeah, baby.
Shout out to Detroit Lions.
Oh, Dan Campbell, love you.
Text me, Dan Campbell. You are a God's gift to America.
Yep.
Detroit Lions are America's team. First, foremost,
dude.
Loving golf, loving Gibbs, loving what they're bringing
Gibbs
to
a
the
beast.
table.
Gibbs a monster.
You text me and you said it's gonna be a tough one, and what was my response?
You said no, it wasn't.
No, it's not.
You literally said no, it's not, and I was like, all right. I was like, they're both 14-2. Okay,
they're both 14-2, and the first thing I said,
you wouldn't have known it.
I go, it is gonna be fun though, and that was a fun game.
That was a good game.
That back and forth, and then finally after the second half, they were like, "We're done playing games." I go, "Here we go." Turn on the Jets, and they kicked it on.
Ruth said, "Go check your blood pressure."
Go check your blood
luckily,
pressure.
it comes down quick.
The key is, Ruth, you got to make them laugh afterwards. Okay, that's the key.
Yeah.
So regardless, Detroit definitely in the building. Love you, brother. This is going to be a lot of fun getting into it. Friday,
yeah, man.
We have a lot coming up to you guys. We really did hold off. We want to do the introduction for season 2 and just get reacclimated. By the way, guys, Ryan just had his birthday while we were off. I had a kid. A lot of things have already happened in general. Of course, it's a new year. It's new us. Maybe not new us. It's us. You know who we are. And we're Ryan's gonna
us with new details.
New details, all right. But I will say Ryan Rants will definitely be here. We may not make it on TikTok. I don't think we're gonna win every appeal.
Yeah.
Especially with the right.
I was trying so hard too. I was like,
well, after 28 minutes, and they kicked us off. I think that afforded for this episode. Yeah. Next Friday, we will try our hardest, or this Friday, we will try our hardest to not break some rules and regulations, but we're trying to come with straight facts for you guys, and we challenge you to go do the research and come back and challenge us on this show. We love the feedback. We love the community we're building. This has really been something special to rock with you guys and build. And like I said, we're going to need your help more than ever, especially in this new administration. We are the opposition. Yep. Like, subscribe, share, get people involved. Let them know that they have a place here. We're trying to build a coalition where we can actually bring some people together, where we know what we need to do for a ground game. Ryan is leading the way with definitely fighting fire with fire. I'm trying to bring a couple more jokes just to make it a little more palatable, but let's be serious. Fuck them.
Fuck them.
That's where we're at. So welcome to the show. Hold the mic. Season 2.
Yeah. Ian called me a couple times over the 2 months, kind of like, where are we going to go? Which way are we going to take the show? And, of course, we don't want to lose who we are. The Ryan Rants have become a thing. But like Ian said, we also, podcasts are going to be such a big part of the election cycle these next 4 years. And we need podcasts that, they bring the levity. Yeah, they bring the things that you enjoy, like a good rant or whatever. But at the end of the day, hopefully they're bringing you information. They're bringing you information that you didn't have, or they're at least bringing receipts to back up, the information that they're telling you. Just like Noah said in the video, we trust people, but don't trust them so much that you're not fact checking them. And that goes for us too. Like I always say, fact check us. Go Google. Don't just take our word for it. We're not trying to build a cult. We're trying to build a community of informed people. It's a big difference. So with that, we will be here Friday at our normal time, which is 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. And as Ian said, we are being throttled. The analytics prove it. So please share the episode. I don't care what platform you share it on. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, comment. It all helps us. So with that, we will see you guys on Friday. Much love. Keep fighting. And remember the most important thing, stay safe out there.